Hello everyone. This is Reverend Joslyn Mason, the senior minister at Unity of Kalamazoo Church, and I want to share the daily word for you today. It's one that we don't always take into account, that is such a necessity for us. And that word for today on Saturday, June the 13th, 2020, is rest. In Genesis, we read that God created the world in 6 days, and on the seventh day, he rested. He saw all that he had done was good, and he could rest. Now, I don't know if God really needed to rest, but the idea has been passed down to us that we should rest. And this is actually the seventh day, and there are people of different faiths who take this day as a sacred day of rest. And so I invite you now to just be mindful that there is a perfect, peaceful, and present rest in God. And so our affirmation today is I take time to rest. Sometimes my worldly responsibilities and stress weigh heavily on my body and my mind. I may feel the weight of the world on my shoulders, or my mind may be bogged down with burdensome thoughts that dull my thinking and stifle my creativity. But spending my energy that way is like praying for the things I don't want to happen. When I take steps to release the weight of my burdens, I find true rest. I remember that rest is an essential aspect of my self care and not a luxury. I rest my body with deep, peaceful sleep. I rest my mind by reading inspirational writings. I rest my soul by entering the sanctuary of prayer and feeling my oneness with God. I breathe the breath of God, release all concerns, and deeply rest. And our scripture comes from Psalms chapter 55, verse 6, and it reads, "And I say, oh, that I had wings like a dove, I would fly away and be at rest." So let's take a breath in. Taking a breath, taking time to meditate is a form of rest. Just being present in the moment without a care about the next thing that has to be done. Just breathing in and then taking a rest. We must have times where we let down our worldly responsibilities. We let go of the heavy stress that we are carrying for our personal responsibilities, the responsibilities of our family, and our responsibility of the world. We don't allow ourselves to be bogged down with the burdensome thoughts that dull our thinking, that dull and create strife for us and dim our creativity. When we rest, we are rejuvenated. The body knows exactly what to do. Whenever we rest and we sleep, the body goes into repair and replenishing mode within us, healing, repairing, and refreshing. So we need the rest. The body cannot go on and on and on without times and moments of rest. So we may not keep the Sabbath and rest all day, but we should find some time in each day to rest. Even in the midst of our busy schedules, we can take a 1 minute time of closing our eyes and resting and even meditating. Just a chance to breathe gives us a sense of rest. So remember to rest. It is an essential aspect of your self-care. It is not a luxury. It is an everyday requirement for good health and for good presence of mind. So let yourself create a schedule and build in rest time. Say to your relatives, your friends, and whomever that I have pockets and times of rest. Therefore, please do not disturb me. I will contact you at a later time. Jesus always went away from the disciples and from all of the stress that he faced. He came apart a while, the scripture says. He went over across the water and he rested. So I invite you to cultivate ways in your life where you take time to rest, where you take time to be renewed, where you take time to rest your mind by reading inspirational writings, where you get peaceful, deep sleep by resting your body. Rest your soul by entering into the sanctuary of prayer and feeling your oneness with God. Rest in the taking of the breath and the releasing of the breath. As you take in the breath and release all worries and concerns so that you can deeply rest. For truly, you are deserving of rest time. So let's take a moment and take a few seconds to just do a couple of breaths, breathing in and then exhaling, breathing in and then exhaling, breathing in and then releasing. It's a simple thing that we can do to give ourselves rest. Plan some time away, some quiet moments to yourself. Get out in your garden, take a nap, read a good book, do your prayers and your meditations, and refresh your soul. So may God's light surround you. May God's love enfold you. May God's power protect you. And may God's presence watch over you. Wherever you are, know that God is there and all is well. And in that knowing, there is always time to rest into the loving light and arms of God. Be at peace today. I behold the Christ as you. Namaste.